I talked to that woman from the pond.
I noticed. It didn't look like she was too pleased to see you, though.
The main thing is, she denied ever being at the pond.
It's definitely her, though. You don't forget a figure like hers.
I got the feeling she didn't want to talk about it for some reason. I did get something out of her, though.
What? Don't keep me in suspense.
Von Bergov is about to leave the castle.
Sacre! If he pledges to Sigismund before we can get to him, everything's fucked.
Calm down, let me finish. There's also going to be a big wedding in the region. Young Lord Semin, from the local noble family, is getting married. He's marrying the local bailiff's daughter. It's going to be a big event.
Why should some wedding in a shithole near Trotsky be of any interest to us?
Because it looks like Von Bergov will be there.
Oh, that's fantastic news, Henry. So all we have to do is get on the guest list. And that shouldn't be a problem because you've got a cunning plan, right?
I'll come up with something.
I hope so. You can't expect me to do the thinking for both of us all the time. We'll ask the locals and see.
There's something else we have to sort out first. I spoke to the innkeeper.
I noticed that too.
And we can work off our debt. All we have to do is carry a few sacks of flour from that cart to the pantry. If we both do it, we'll be finished in no time.
Lug sacks? Are you yanking my noble pizzle?
I'm serious.
I can't work. I'm a noble. What if someone saw me?
Do you have any idea what you look like?
Well, all right. I may not look much like a noble, but my blood's still blue. People will remember my face, and when everything's cleared up, word will get around that I lugged sacks here like some beggar. As if the disgrace at the gate wasn't enough. Ugh!
Work, your lordship, is an activity that all us common folk have to do when we need money. And it wouldn't hurt you for once either.
Henry, haven't you ever heard of the 3 states of man?
Would that be some aristocratic excuse?
Not so fast. It's God's law. Oratoris, the priests who pray for us. Laboratoris, the plebs who shovel shit and pay taxes. And Bellatoris, the warriors who protect the ones on their knees or in the fields. Now, which am I? So if you find me a sword, I can get to work. But wield a pitchfork or carry sacks? That's against God and nature.
So, which do I belong to?
Good question. Before I'd have said you were a peasant, but it turned out that you're a noble's bastard. And you're pretty handy with a sword. And you've even been in a monastery.
I'd rather forget about that.
You're a bit of everything. But if you get your hands dirty with labour, it wouldn't be such an offence against divine order as in my case. Pure blood, noble status and that. In short, be so kind as to get to work. I promise I'll make it up to you.
Are you really not going to help me? It's just a couple of sacks.
Come now, Henry. What did I tell you about Bellatoris and the natural order of the world? I simply cannot carry sacks.
Well, I'm afraid there's nothing else for it if we're to ever get out of this place. So, lord or no lord, the sacks are waiting.
Let them wait. Sacks are good at it. It's not long since I had to drag one sack through the night, and if I hadn't, that sack wouldn't be here now. So I think I've done my fair share. I mean it, Henry. Stop trying to push me.
Suit yourself, then. Right, I'll get to work. Alone.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'll scratch your back later.
How? While giving me a large estate?
That too, of course. Maybe 2 estates. But above all, once we're out of the worst, I'll help you find your dog. As soon as we have at least some gear, we'll head into the forest and find Mutt in a trice. Although, if you think about the 3 states of man, looking for lost dogs is more like a huntsman's work. But let's pay no mind to that.
How generous of you, Lord Capon.
I know, my dear Henry, such is my nature.
Easy does it. Deep breath. We'll talk about it.
You're not the fella who's supposed to carry the sacks, are you?
With a cup, of course.
Oof! That isn't half heavy. Oh,
God bless.
did you bring them? They get pretty heavy, I can tell you.
You ain't telling me nothing I don't know. Get a move on then. The sooner the car.
Hallo, Schenkwirt. Ich habe Hunger.
Ave Maria.
I'll have a beer.
Listen to this. Ei incumbit probatio, qui visit non qui negat.
Is that supposed to be Latin?
Clever you. Do you know what it means?
No.
Pour me
And I doubt you do either.
The burden of proof is on the one who declares, not on the one who denies. So you see, I speak Latin. I've just proven to you that I'm a nobleman.
You've proved fuck all. Remembering some words you heard in church doesn't make you a nobleman.
Bring me something.
You know
to eat.
what? I've had enough of your bullocks. Sit down and shut your mouth, or I'll shut it for you.
Just try it, you worm. Just try it.
I might just do that.
You're just an idiot, a stupid, ignorant village yokel.
Hey, your insults are starting to fucking annoy
How's
me.
life treating you?
Oh, yeah?
Not too
Well,
bad.
you've been annoying me
I've
the
got
whole
so
time.
much to do. I'd have to split
He
myself
comes
in
here
two
from
to get
God
it all done
knows
on
where,
time.
talks
Why
out
don't
of
you
his
take
ass,
on a young
and is
apprentice
then
to help
rude
you
to
out?
boot?
Sure, but
Have
where
you
could
all
I find a
horsewhipped
decent
for this one day, you
apprentice?
curs?
Please.
You should be
People are
careful you
always
don't get a
asking me
beating
if you're
first.
looking for help. But they
I
are
expected
never
you
good
to be more
enough for you.
sympathetic towards
I don't
people
want
who've
some
been
good for
ambushed when you've
nothing
got
in
so
my
many
house.
bandits and other
I need
rabble
someone
here.
who's capable
We
and
are
has a good head on his
sympathetic,
shoulders.
But you're
and
no
most
nobleman,
importantly,
just an
doesn't
ordinary
drink.
big mouth.
You're no
How
saint
can
yourself.
you say that, you
But the answer's
numbskull?
obvious.
I keep
Bring
telling you, we
together.
lost everything.
That way you'll
Would a
keep an eye on the
sensible
land,
nobleman
and
set
you'll
up
even
camp
have
in
someone
such
to
a
carry you
stupid
home.
place, somewhere by a pond, out in the open?
Oh, no. Why? A lovely tree like that. It's a nice place to rest.
What did you say? Say it again.
It was their own fault.
What do you mean? They attacked themselves? What the fuck are you trying to say?
Everyone knows it's dangerous around Trotsky. Making camp in such an unprotected place is suicide.
Where else were they supposed to make camp, smart-ass?
Somewhere in the rocks, maybe. Not out in the open by the pond. Only a fool would do that.
Stop insulting our dead companions!
What dead companions? You think I'm gonna fall for that cock and bull story?
Pack it in, Henry. There's no point in arguing with this yokel. He fancies himself as a military strategist.
I don't believe a word you're saying. A weed like you surviving a fight against bandits even von Berghoff himself has trouble with?
Believe what you like, but I'm telling the truth. And in fact, I'm willing to overlook all your insults if you apologize right now. And invite me to that wedding.
You want to come to the wedding, do you? Huh. I'll give you a piece of advice, pal. If you can make yourself useful for the blacksmith or the miller, you'll get to the wedding. You'll see the glorious occasion, at least from a distance. And you can stop spouting your pathetic lies.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein, and I demand your immediate apology.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. You're starting to bore me, you and your silly made-up name.
No apology, then. It looks like I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Didn't you hear? Apologize to him.
Oh no! Reinforcements! I'm so scared! Take your numbskull friend and get out of our village. Right now!
I give you a chance to apologize, and you keep insulting me? Get ready to pick up your broken teeth with broken fingers.
Oh, I'd like to see that. Come on then.
You scum!
Kill you?
It was him.
Here!
Yes! Don't spare him! Slice him up!
I'll rip your mouth open!
You live like a wretch, and now...
Good!
You haven't a chance, bastard!
Los geht's!
Useless!
Yeah! Don't spare him!
Right on the money, fucking scumbag!
Nice hit!
You'll never beat me, you swine! Remember, you shit! You haven't a chance!
Don't
Show your stuff!
You die.
Slice him up!
I told you he had two left hands.
Show what you're made of!
We're gonna get you, you arson!
Slice him
Hey,
hardly worth this.
get it! Oh Gott! Ich wurde...
Nice hit!
Lenker!
Yeah! Don't spare him!
What the hell is going on here? Grab them vagabonds!
Bastards! This will cost you dearly. Keep your mouth shut and don't make it worse. What? You behave like a spoilt brat. How dare you speak... Oh. You know, if you just shut up and done some work, we'd have coin by now and be on our way to the castle, but no, not his lordship. You've got a nerve. If you hadn't have played the hero, we'd have been there long since and I wouldn't have had to get you out of that mess. Oh yeah, because this isn't a mess, is it? Fuck off.
Shut up! Or you'll get a whipping too.
Just who the hell do you think you are?
I'm sorry, sir, but it's your fault what happened in the tavern.
What? My fault? You can't be serious! Whose fault is it that we're in this fucking pillory?
I was just defending you. Should I have let that fop beat you senseless?
I only wanted him to apologise. I'd expect my right-hand man to argue my case a bit better.
What do you think I was trying to do? Ah, what an idiot I was to stand up for you.
And what good did it do? Fuck all! If it hadn't been for me, we wouldn't have even been in that tavern. We've been in the shit right from the start because you had to play at being the knight in shining underwear, saving damsels in distress.
I don't believe it. You're trying to put the blame on me? Just like that?
Who else is to blame? You're just a simple peasant who has no idea how the world works.
Hey, let's just stop all this arguing. It'll just make things worse.
Fuck you. I've had it up to here with you. With you and your pontificating. You were supposed to make sure nothing went wrong. And how did that turn out? It was me who had to save your life. You're fucking useless. You couldn't even keep an eye on your own mutt. Lost for words, are you? All right. Have it your way. We really have nothing more to say to each other.
Right, ladies. Time to go home. But I swear to Christ, if I catch you again, I'm gonna skin you both alive.
Isn't that?
What's over?
Hey! Go!
Oh, shit. Why?
Wait. Go on, get out of my sight.
What are we gonna do?
You can do as you like. You can go and carry sacks or dig latrines. I'll look after myself. I'll go and see Lord von Berghoff at the wedding. I bid you farewell.
Alright. Yeah. If I were in your shoes, I'd be glad to be rid of the good for nothing, eh? Yeah. Alright, off you go.
Greetings.
My name is Henry, and I've heard in the village that you're a renowned I'm looking for some...
What's it about?
Well, it's complicated. But the short version is, a few days I thought I was done for. And now, well...
Aye, that I can... I've been missing a...
What would you like in return?
Oh, please. I'll do it out of sheer...
We can start right away.
All right.
Shall we begin?
Here's a practice longsword, so we don't hurt each other. Let's see what you've got. Well, you're going to attack. Commit to it. Don't stop after a single strike. Dish out several. Now I'm going to show you a simple technique that builds on that. You'll attack from the right, then left, then right again. Attacks follow one after the other. And you don't even have to break through your opponent's cover.
So right, left, and then right again.
Exactly. You could also do it the other way around. I'll let you have exactly 3 strikes, so you're not wasting effort just flailing around. Beautiful! Once more. Beautiful! Aye, you've got the hang of it. Let's try something more difficult. I'll teach you a real technique. You start with a slash from above, then from the right, and when your opponent expects another attack from above, you do a quick sidestep and drag your blade horizontally across his belly.
So I'll start from the top, then from the right, and then...
From the left. Remember, top, right, and finally left.
All right, let's give it a try.
I'll let you make 3 strikes just like before. No more. Nice! Now do it again. You mixed up the directions. Again. Well done! That's that, then. You don't even have to use a longsword for this technique. It'll work with any other weapon.
That'll come in handy.
And one more piece of advice. Any attack can start with this or that technique. Look, if I attack from the right, your riposte will come from above. And that's the first step of this technique. Think about it.
Greetings.
I'll have a look at...
Pleasure doing business. Take care. What can I do?
I heard you could...
I could. What are they called?
Henry.
I'm Radimus. You should know Henry. The Black...
Yeah, my father was a swordsmith. And
For the nobility, eh? As it happens, I have to forge a wedding...
so you...
Hold your horses. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make...
Sure thing.
Great.
Iron.
You can't make... But if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest. Go over to the anvil, and let's get started. Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up. Try poking it around for a bit. Now get the furnace nice and hot. There's a lever above you. Give it a pull. Work sparrow. You can tell the temperature by the color, but you won't be able to tell when it's in the fire. You have to take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out. See? It's the color of straw, which is what you want. And you heated the whole thing up. Nicely done. Now you can go straight to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it.
No, it needs a bit more.
Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are.
What?
That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. So what then? If you can't handle it, I'll have you make nails instead. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway.
By the Zheherovka stream. What then? Has the water sprite been up to mischief again?
It's cooled now.
Say that.
You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. But it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up again, like before.
At least a week, judging by the state of his body. So
heated up now, so come over to the anvil.
See something like that everywhere.
Farewell. Hear that? Besides the sparks, you can tell a good strike by the sound it makes. Well struck. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice for you. Hammer to a rhythm. When I hammer a piece to a beat, the work goes by easier. Sometimes I'll whistle to myself to keep the rhythm going. That's some nice whistling. It's easier to forge to a rhythm, isn't it? Keep on whistling. Make sure you go. You've got it finished. All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking. Right. Let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, you've definitely got a job here. Even so, keep in mind, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one. You got that?
What good does it do?
It makes you work to a...
How do I know
By the sparks, it rings out with a different...
Why should I...
If you keep hammering but jump the best...
How will I know it?
Notice the shape.
Thanks.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed. And of course, you can... Any question?
Where can I get...
You can buy some essentials, but if you want to make a fancy... This is just a village, you know.
Where exactly?
At the side of the house. There are 2 doors and a wheelbarrow between... And you can put your things in the chest there.
What now?
What do you think? You're pretty good at swords. But what the locals really... Right. Here you can get...
Just like that?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you take care of these small... Once you've made some coin. What would you like?
There's a couple...
Ask her what?
Thanks.
It's about...
Do you want me to find...
Just so.
Have you...
There's only one, but I've...
Those...
Can't... I don't think that...
Were they...
No.
What was the...
Bugger. There... And there's a good...
All right.
Go ahead.
Gladly. I'd like to...
What is this?
To move it. I'll never finish it like this. I should move it. I have to hammer it more evenly.
Damn weather.
I have to hammer it more evenly. I can't keep hitting the same place. This'll take a bit longer. I can't keep hitting the same place. This is useless. I should move it. Good. It looks finished.
What would you like?
Can I ask you a...
What is it?
All right.
Time's wasted.
Show me your...
Why are you wasting my time if you don't want anything? There, eh?
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour."
Hey! You alright there, laddie?
Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Samine is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck what you free. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yurko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that. I'll get you.
Didn't expect that, did you? You dog rubber. Didn't expect that, did you? You dog grabber. Did you do that? Fuck you, you cheeky wee fright. Go for it, you rubbish beak in the dirt. Didn't expect that, did you? Dang grabber. Whack you. Don't take any of this shite, Yurko.
Who's that madman?
Come on. Oh, you wee bastard!
In the devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse, with a ribbon in your hair, screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What about that wine?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Samin's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing a dozen geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yechin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no
so-
need to imagine the worst right off, gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yuriko is shit-faced, and your son...
The older has work to do. All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir. So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah. I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No. That's not how I meant it.
Take it easy, son. I'm only yanking your pizzle. By the way, the fellas at the gate say you came here on foot.
Yeah, I did.
Christ above! And how are you going to ride with us? On the back of my saddle? You're a bit big for that, ain't ya? And I'm a bit too old.
You've got a stud farm here, don't you? Couldn't I borrow one of your horses?
Aye. And then we'd never see hide nor hair of you, nor the animal again. We don't lend horses. But you're in luck. Our groom brought in a grey nag not long ago. Tell him you've got to ride out with us, and he'll give it to you for a decent price.
All right. Thanks.
Well, that should be that. Unless you've got any more questions.
Actually, there is something I'd like to ask about. I'd like to go and see...
Wouldn't we all, lad?
I'd eaten...
I hope Lord Sameen didn't hear you. He'd be...
Beg your pardon, Captain, but that's what...
That's an unspoken truth, son. Anyways, you're right. Stick with him. And maybe...
This...
There, Lord.
Only there...
But what could I...
And you, sir?
Well, son...
No, I just meant what...
I'm the captain. As for my name, when I joined the service, I was here. I broke... Or Captain Headcracker.
We should probably get going.
That we come back in the morning and we'll set out. If you want, stay here. You'll get...
God bless you.
Greetings.
What?
More than it.
That's good.
Why don't you want...
Why would I want to slump?
Is it your custom?
Envoy or... That's fair.
Well...
See? I'll...
You got quite...
Can't you tell?
Oh, you don't like...
You see more than...
Praise the Lord.
What would you like?
I found a dead horse not far from the keep.
Aye, I sure am. Damn it! Such a fine dun he was.
Aye, that sounds like the one I found.
The groom said he bolted a few days ago.
Is that what he told you? Because someone tormented that horse to death.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
The bastard! I'll have him whipped like a cur, and he'll never set foot here again. And thank you. Here's something for your trouble, and I'll also teach you something about horses, because you clearly care about the noble animals.
Thank you.
Would you happen to have... Well, but by the looks of you... But all she's good for are sausages. That old bitch won't let any... I was already suspicious. He said he found her running about...
Grey, old, and someone found her by the rock tower pond. That's where we were ambushed. That's my horse. That's Pebbles.
What do you mean, yours? I bought it fair and square. I admit, it was only for a few groschen from some suspicious lad who found it down by the Rock Tower Pond, but that horse is not branded, so it belongs to me now.
Who sold her to you?
I told you already. Some young lad. He wasn't from here.
What did he look like? Where'd he go?
You're a bit hasty, eh? He had black hair and a big beard. And he looked like he'd been sleeping in the woods. And his breath smelled like hell. But I couldn't tell you where he was headed.
Look at me.
I am looking.
Take a good look.
Aye, I am.
And what'd you see?
A simpleton?
Look, you know they attacked an entourage by that pond, right?
Aye, I heard about it. That news spread through the land like wildfire.
And the one who sold it to you told you he found it by the pond, right?
Well, he did, aye.
So it's not entirely impossible she belonged to me.
Maybe not impossible, but...
Aye, but just a few groschen. You said so yourself. Wouldn't you rather be in the good graces of someone who might have been part of that expedition?
Go and get her there. If she remembers you, she... Safe travels.